I signed up for Courier platform Dropoff, which yes, includes medical courier deliveries 2 months ago. And I got an update for you. Where is my sign up process? Did I get activated? Am I driving and making money? As well as what are other medical courier drivers on other platforms saying and making? Maybe most importantly here, I got all that for you in this video. Number one, my update, signing up for Dropoff. Am I activated after 2 months here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? No, I'm not activated, and it would really be a trend, wouldn't it, if more drivers are saying they can't get activated? Like, if we had more comments and people saying they couldn't get activated or they didn't hear back from the company, that would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? But even so, don't worry, I got plenty of updates for you in this video. Now, why would you even consider medical courier work? I mean, think about a side hustle gig or platform, right? What can you do? You can do rideshare, kind of the original side hustle. Food delivery is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest now. You can do parcel like Amazon Flex and others. You can do grocery. So why medical courier work? Probably because I feel like, in my opinion, it's one of those more niche opportunities. Maybe not everyone's even looking at or aware of medical courier work. But like one driver says, these companies might put you on a route and you might have to perform or drive daily. Now, to be frank with you, I don't want to be locked in to have to do this platform every single day, but I'd imagine that's pretty flexible, right? Well, what about one of my biggest concerns is just making deliveries to a hospital, and there's plenty of them here in Pittsburgh in general. The parking, I don't want to block a police officer coming in, ambulance, staffing, whatever it is. Where even do I park? Do I have to pay for parking? Well, this driver says they've done medical courier routes through a local company and parking is no issue. You park in front of the main entrance of all the hospitals that they deliver to. Let me know if you'd feel like that would be the case. I've made food deliveries here at the hospitals in Pittsburgh, and I think most all I can at least stay in the front for a minute, but I did have someone yell at me that I was blocking the front. But here's the thing, even if parking is a breeze, I don't have to worry about it. I can park in the front, I can do my thing. If security is a breeze, if I don't have to drive every day, if I don't want to, when would you be asked to drive? Because I know, like myself, you only have so much free time, so is it gonna make sense for you? But this driver says that it is always late at night, and some took me 8 to 10 hours to deliver. And really, even though the quote traffic was pretty light, the distance is what's going to get you. And in doing my research, I did watch a few shifts that were basically overnight, which you may love that or you might hate that, again, based on your free time. I feel like I would certainly do it, especially because there's a guarantee of basically no traffic. But again, you have a lot of other things going on, especially because you're the one that's going to have to make the decision of, is this worth it for the pay, especially if you do have to drive overnight, let's say. So let's take a look at some pay examples. So this driver driving on another medical courier platform, which is really interesting, right? We talked about at the beginning of this video, some drivers saying like, dude, I signed up, I never heard back. I myself, I signed up 2 months, I haven't heard anything, but still, this is good to see. So a year and a half of driving an independent local medical courier company here, averaging 6 hours and 200 miles driven. The average pay here, $42 per delivery, usually 4 to 8 deliveries again in the evening. But as one user commented, that's not great. 6 deliveries, $42 an average, let's say, equals $252. And an average of 200 miles driven is $252 for 200 miles. And I want you to earn here on the channel. Our channel minimum is what? You should know that. It's $1.75 paid out per mile. Ideally, $2 to $3 plus per mile. So that, yeah, it's not stellar. But responding, the driver said, you're right, but I'd rather haul some pills for $40 than 10 $4 Uber rides, or just imagine like 7, whatever, X amount of dollar food delivery rides. So this is guaranteed pay. Now, I was able to finally find a shift of a courier actually driving for Dropoff. Consequently, it was another one of their verticals. It was like prepared foods, but hey, at least it's actual drop-off earnings. This from Cars and Cribs, really a lot of great videos driving on Dropoff and other courier platforms. You can definitely check out his channel. A lot of good videos there. Put up some pretty impressive numbers. And yes, this is on Dropoff again, albeit prepared foods, but it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, if you can do retail or the medical courier space, look at these numbers. I mean, we're looking at $66 an hour, $71, $88 an hour, gross pay in the 200s here, and an unbelievable dollars to mile ratio, just crushing it on these shifts. Understandably, this is a small sample size from one courier in one market, but again, some food for thought. So seeing some actual numbers and some numbers from Dropoff itself, from actual medical courier drivers, let's go over some pros and cons of, is this actually worth it? And I'm actually going to start with the cons first. The biggest con would be like, can I even get activated, right? Most all of these gig apps, they seem to onboard you pretty quickly as an independent contractor, and you are an independent contractor using your own vehicle here with Dropoff. But of course, it's free to sign up. Like, you'll lose nothing, so you might as well go do it. If you're interested in the retail, the medical courier drop-offs with Dropoff, go ahead and sign up for these options as well. Number one, any local medical courier companies. Other medical courier companies and other courier companies in general include Dispatch, Bungie for larger deliveries, Courier for construction supplies and equipment, both small and large. There's Freight. There's UPS-owned Roadie. And of course, there's Amazon Flex. And another con could be, like we mentioned before, the miles. Am I going to be doing long, far courier routes? And I remember watching another medical courier route where the driver had to drive very, very far miles, and consider the gross pay you get. Let's say you get $200, $300. You have all of those miles back where you're not getting anything. And then, like I mentioned, I still have a concern of the medical facilities and hospitals with parking and navigation, just navigating that huge hospital a lot of the times. But do consider, kind of like with grocery shopping apps, you get better at that stuff, and it gets better and better the more familiar you get with those facilities. Getting into the pros, this could be a good opportunity, like I mentioned, if no one's really looking at this and if they really need drivers. And remember, there's multiple companies as well doing this medical courier thing that we need drivers and they are willing to pay, especially consider that if it is overnight. And if that works for you, it's fantastic. They're like, we need drivers. No one's available to drive overnight. There could be a good margin there. Pay attention to this one right here, this next one. And again, drop a like on this video, consider subscribing. This is, and I don't think there's a lot of this, another guaranteed pay option for you. Unless you're signing up for shift work. I mean, a lot of the apps that even offer shifts, GoPuff is really abysmal pay in my opinion. And you can do scheduled shifts on DoorDash, whatever it is, but consider this. That is still not guaranteed pay. Unless you have a guaranteed pay promo, right? You're still going ride by ride for rideshare and order by order for food delivery and everything else. So unless it is really Amazon Flex, which is scheduled, guaranteed hourly pay shift work, which is parcel delivery, this is a fantastic option because it's, again, guaranteed pay. I'm locked in for 3 hours and hopefully you're guaranteed some really great pay. Even though I'm waiting for 2 months here, here's what you should do. Number one, sign up immediately. If you do have to wait a little bit, if there's a wait list. Number two, like I did, I should have done this sooner, is I immediately started to apply for other medical courier and just courier apps in general, some of the ones that I just mentioned, because some are going to be waitlisted. Even Amazon Flex, by the way, Amazon Flex only recruits for certain cities at a time, so get on the wait list. But I applied for Dispatch, there's a wait list here in Pittsburgh, and then I'm looking at those other medical courier and courier platforms. Now, trust me, if Dropoff actually activates me and I can drive and make money on the platform, I 100% will. And I'll include it actually in our new First Shift series. You can see it linked here, reacting to and trying my own first shifts in this gig economy.